Yep. Hi, Russ. Hello, Internet. Welcome to the Awesome Wood Things channel. This is another All Things YouTube, and I am so excited to have you here. Susan Wojcicki is the CEO of YouTube, and late last week, she had her announcement to the community, and it is jam-packed with a whole bunch of stuff. It kind of reads like stereo instructions, but you know me, I love analytics, and I love the details, and I love the tech industry, so I'm going to break it all down and tell you what you need to know, because it's important that you know what's going on the YouTube platform. This is a platform we all share. So the struggles they have, the solutions they've come up with, and how they've mapped out the future. Very, very important stuff. So I'm glad you're here. Please share this stream out on the socials. Get as many people in here as possible. If you're watching this on a rerun, you might want to fast forward to about the 10-minute mark. That's about the time we kind of get going with all of this. So yeah, I'm excited. I love tech goodness. I love tech goodness. There will probably be lots of questions. I encourage questions as you go. So drop your questions in the chat when you have them. Thankfully, I have Russ Clarity from Simply Wooden Creations and Jim Bashir's from the Driveway Workshop with Jim Bashir's channel. They're on my Discord, which blah, blah, blah means they can talk to me directly in my ear holes and you won't be able to hear them. So if I pause and, I'm kind of going behind the scenes there. So I appreciate that on the Discord. Thank you, Jim, and thank you, Russ, in advance for that. But it still would help if you use the @ symbol and type Awesome Wood Things in your comment. That will show up nice and yellow on my screen. I can only see about 7 lines of comments go by, so it needs to grab my attention. Speaking of grabbing my attention, if you fire off a super chat, your name will be preserved here for the entire show. I know super chat kind of, hangs in the top of the chat for a short while, but nope, not on Awesome Wood Things. You get it the whole time. And, these are the amounts that will also trigger these lights over here. So these lights, they'll come on if the internet detects a super chat. I have them connected to the internet. I think that's fun. Completely optional. That's just a fun thing to do. I think it's kind of neat that you can reach through the internet and control my my stuff here. Look, so many people are here. I might not even be able to list them all. Harneal Media, that's Steve. Welcome. Easy Tips and Tricks, etc., etc. One of my new friends. SDM Custom Woodworking's here. Oh, good to see you here. You Do It is here. Welcome, You Do It. I was on one of the hangouts that You Do It is a panel member for over the weekend about 3D printing. It was a lot of fun. And You Do It won the subscriber counter that Marcel donated. So thank you, Marcel, from Marcel's workshop. I ran a contest recently, and he won one of these kits because I recently rolled over 5,000 subscribers. Appreciate that. Who else is here? Him and I Woodworking. Welcome. Brenda G from Brenda G's Designs. Marcel's in the house too. Hello. Oh, didn't see you slip in there. Russ Clarity and Jim Bashir's are here. Will Wildman Tech. That's right. Marsh is in the house too. Good to have everybody here, and more people are pouring in. If I missed you, please excuse me for that, but I am very happy you're here. Monetary support. A few folks help make the Awesome Wood Things channel possible, and by that extension, the All Things YouTube show. My top patrons are Jerry Brown from PollyOnceACrafter.com and Osprey Mama. Also, a top patron is Driveway Workshop with Jim Bashir's. Thank you for your support. Some $1 patrons. We have Shane's Hobby. These are all YouTube channels. Shane's Hobby Shop, Mike's Wood Shop, # Marvelous McKenna. Can't forget Marvelous McKenna. She's marvelous. Anna B Workshop, OJ Woodworking Crafts, Javi's Woodshop, Marcel's Workshop, and the newest $1 patron, Jamie Page from JP Woodwork, and Mr. Mike Laffey from the Maybe I've Said Too Much.com. Special thanks to MakersMediaNetwork.com. I am a proud member of Makers Media Network. Thursdays, I do a show with Brenda G from Brenda G's Designs. It's on her Brenda G's Designs channel. It's called Mind Equals Blown. Go check that out. Thursdays, 7 p.m. It's not YouTube. It's not woodworking. It's not crafts. It's shenanigans. It's a support stream. Grow your channel. Make friends. Thursday, 7 p.m. on Brenda G's Designs channel. I will drop a link to that at the end of the show. Ray the Gamer's here. Mr. Mark Lindsay CNC just came in. Mark, I'm coming for your mustache, brother. I know it looks bad now, but I'm starting to get there. Shane's Hobby Shop. Dave Gatton's here. Hello, Dave. A lot of good CNC folks are jumping in this live stream today, and I couldn't be happier. Yes, yes, yes. My goodness. Okay, so remember, @ Awesome Wood Things. And if you have a comment for me, that'll help me see it. What'd you say, Russ? Got some miss. Yeah. The Peanut Gallery's giving me colorful descriptions of my mustache. I cannot repeat. Called Shenanigans. Where's my broom, says Mark Lindsay. Yeah. So again, we're going to talk about Susan Wojcicki's, who's the CEO of YouTube. Her letter to the community has a whole bunch of details about the YouTube platform. And that's important for everyone who's watching this show live, because you all have a YouTube channel, whether you know it or not. You do. And knowing what's happening on the platform is important. Drop a big old like on this page if you haven't already. I would appreciate that. A big old like. That would be nice. Likes are free. You can give out likes for free. And the sun's going down. See, I don't have proper curtains. See this? See these? It's peeking through my blinds, this white dots on my face. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Excellent. All right. So let's see what Susan had to say. First, I think this is kind of interesting because she starts off with, I can't believe it's April, and this was published the last day of April. So you can tell she kind of wrote this in advance, and it probably got delayed a week or two before it actually hit the interwebs. So so she starts off with that nice greeting, and she talks about how she's seen a lot of good things on the platform, and the challenges that they faced. And that's what we're going to talk about in the first section of her blog. And this was on the, if you're not, let me go here. Everyone's in Studio Beta, right? Drop an icon in the chat if you use Studio Beta. So it was on one of these announcements here. I guess they've kind of rolled past it now. Yeah, there were two news clips here, and there was a Creator Insider scoop. But that's where it showed up. Yep, so it's kind of rolled past it now. So, I mean, these things only stay here for like, a couple days. All right, just making sure I don't miss anything in the chat. Shane says I look purty. Thanks, Shane. I'm just trying to keep up with you. All righty. So what does she start out with here? So responsibility. So there's a big old blurb about responsibility. And then they start talking about some of the concerning incidents that they've had. So let's get into that. So there was a whole hullabaloo about predatory comments. So people would have videos that would contain children in the videos, and then they would have all kinds of nasty comments. So essentially what she's saying here is they took drastic steps to combat this. And essentially they removed the ability to to have comments on a video. So video by video, they were removing the ability for the public to comment on those videos, and they took a wide approach to all of this. Even on some videos where there wasn't abuse, they still cut the comments, because as a creator, you can control whether or not comments appear on your videos. Well, YouTube has their own control whether or not comments are on their video, and they went through and they used their own control to turn them off. And this was tough, because they know that comments are an important part of the channel experience. As a channel owner, you having access to your audience, that's one of the reasons why YouTube is so good, because you can directly talk to your audience, and one of the ways is through the comments. You can't do that on television. Television is passive. You can only view it. You got to go somewhere else to chat about television. Not on YouTube. YouTube, you can have a two-way communication with your audience, and by removing that ability, that hurt a lot of good creators, and they recognize that. They say, that was the trade-off we made because we feel protecting children on our platform should be the most important guiding principle. It's always the children's, right? And when you say that, you should say children's. You shouldn't say children's. Do it for the children's. But so that's what was happening there. So let me scooch up a little bit. Then they had some tragedies across the internet. So they had the Christchurch tragedy, and then that was an issue where many people were pushing video content onto the platform that was violent and showed the events of that tragedy, and that goes against the community guidelines. So they worked around the clock to shut all that down. As videos would pop up, they would smack them down, and that was going on and on and on and on. But they say it also included a small set of news and commentary. Those were swept up and kept off the platform until appealed by its owners and then reinstated. But they say, again, given the stakes, it was another trade-off that we felt was necessary. And then the Sri Lankan attacks, there was a tragedy in Sri Lanka. And again, teams worked around the clock to make sure we removed volatile content. In both cases, our systems triggered authoritative news and limited the spread of hate and misinformation. Authoritative news. Do you remember that term? I talked about that a few months ago on this show. And YouTube is working with news organizations, and they will essentially bless, for lack of a better word, the news organization. And then once they've gone through the vetting process, the YouTube platform will consider their videos true and factual and authoritative. So, she says here, our systems triggered authoritative news. So in other words, when you searched for something, it was pushing channels that have been vetted as journalists with good ethics, and they pushed that up there. So that was part of that thing. Okay. Got it. Yeah, so Patrick, you talked about thinking of me. He got one of my stickers. If anyone wants a sticker, just let me know. I will mail you one. if you have a sticker and want to give it to me, that's fine too. But if you don't have a sticker and you just want one, let me know. I want to get my sticker to anyone who wants it, whether they have one to trade or not. This is how you can send me stickers. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying my sticker I gave you. That's nice. Makes me happy. So, and then here's something that's really telling here. So Susan goes, these issues have also been top of mind for policymakers, press, brands, and advertisers whom I met with on recent trips to Washington and Asia. Because YouTube has to balance creators and advertisers. They have to. They have to. Really, it's sort of a joke where they want both well, I consider both constituents. Like one constituent is creators and the other constituent is everyone else. Advertisers, essentially. We'll call them advertisers. Their goal is to make both of those groups equally mad because you could never have them both be happy because there's competing interests. Creators want all the advertising money for everything, and advertisers only want to put their stuff on stuff that's appropriate. And there's got to be a line. There's got to be a line, and they're breaking down that line by making other buckets like the YouTube Premium. YouTube Premium has nothing to do with AdSense, nothing to do with ads, nothing to do with appropriate for all advertisers, nothing to do with the yellow $ symbol. YouTube Premium, if a YouTube Premium member watches your content and you're in the partner program, you get the money. You get the money no matter what. So that's another way to kind of lessen the influence of advertisers. Advertisers are the lifeblood, and they will be for years to come. But YouTube's not standing still. They're building out the YouTube Premium membership, and that's a good thing. So let's see what else they have to say here. So Susan is in front of all of these constituents, and she's telling them the steps that they've taken. Again, policymakers, press, brands, advertisers. They're not letting them form their own wrong opinions. She's out there spewing the truth of what YouTube's doing. Look, YouTube doesn't let their platform go to crap. They're fight for to make it a good platform. So they're in the face of everyone who's using the platform and is concerned about the platform and can make policies that impact the platform. So I'm happy she's doing that. And then let's listen to this. This is really good. Look at this last part here. Where we've gone from a handful of broadcast networks, that's where we were, a handful of broadcast networks, NBC, CBS, Fox, blah, 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 a handful. We went from that to millions of channels that connect deeply with each and every person. That's just a little blurb right there. And you could kind of blow past that and not really think of what's behind that statement. Because I'm telling you what, there are news channels on YouTube, they're killing CNN. So you look at CNN's numbers, because it's published, how many people watch a particular show in prime time, and then you look at the YouTubers are crushing it. It's not uncommon for hundreds of news these are just single people with a webcam, not dissimilar to what I'm doing, but with a large audience, they're bringing in the views, and they're directly competing with these commercial, traditional broadcasters. It's amazing. YouTube is very powerful. Yes, it's a fun place to build videos and do vlogs and fun stuff like that. But I'm telling you, you can grab an audience on this platform. That's what this channel's all about. That's what the show is all about on the Awesome Web Things channel. So Oh, Jim's asking me about the YouTube Premium because that's sort of appropriate for this conversation. Yes, there is. Here, let me call this up. You do it. Yeah. So there is. Let me talk quickly about this program that they have, where if you're a YouTube Premium member, you can gift a free $1.99 super chat once per month. So this is what it looks like. So here is a screen grab of my phone. I was on the a streaming channel, like a live streaming pros. This is a live streaming pros screen grab. But look down here. So I called up this thing. It says super chat and it says free super chat. Do you see that? So if you're a YouTube Premium member, you have one free $1.99 in US dollars super chat that you can give per month. Isn't that cool? So, and that's another way YouTube is lessening the influence of advertisers, which is a good thing because, do you remember the adpocalypse where people called up videos, they waited for the ad break, and the video was horrible. Like it was like an offensive, it broke the terms of service, but it was horrible. And there were advertisers, because AdSense puts the video ads on it, and they screenshot it, and they sent it to Coca-Cola, and they sent it to Nike, and they sent it to this, and they sent it to that, and then many of them pulled their advertising, and then it hit all the creators. It hit everyone, all the makers, all the crafters, all the vloggers, everyone on the whole platform. Their AdSense went down because there wasn't as much ad spending, because YouTube's not inventing money. Follow the buck. Advertisers give the dollar to YouTube. YouTube gives those dollars to channel owners proportionally to how much their stuff is viewed based on the ads that are sent there. So that's how it works. And why did they do the overreach? To go on the back end and turn off comments on channels with inappropriate comments that they did it to prevent another adpocalypse. And, that's what she's saying. We broke our systems. We didn't follow our rules. We were aggressive about turning off comments because that was an executive decision from the CEO's office, and it went out platform wide. And the whole point was she was protecting YouTube for everyone. Same thing with taking the videos of the violent episodes that have happened across the world, removing them. That they broke their systems. They cranked up the sensitivity, and they in that process, some legitimate stuff got caught up in the works and were flagged wrong. But again, they were protecting the platform. That's the point. That's Bossy's here. Hi, Bossy. Bossy's one of my new friends. All right. So, but that line about, we had a handful of broadcast networks to millions of YouTubers that are connecting deeply. How do you connect deeply? On YouTube. You can't connect deeply on television. It just doesn't work. You connect deeply through comments and engaging your audience and, all of the tools and features of YouTube. So now that's the first part of Susan Wojcicki's letter to the community. More about the letter to the community. So here she says, everywhere she goes, she tries to meet with creators. And that's good. That's good. YouTube is talking with the people that are on the platform. Not too much else happening in that paragraph. And that comes around again later in this letter. So here we go. Important stuff is in this next one. Anyone has questions or comments, drop them in the chat. We'll pick them off as they come out. Feedback is good from the chat. Don't be shy. So What has she heard from the community? A top issue was wanting more clarity around community guidelines and advertiser-friendly policies so there's more predictability on monetization and our recommendation system. Monetization and the recommendation system. Those are black boxes. Those are a mystery. And she's saying that's what YouTube creators want to know about. People want to know when I have a video and I post it, what's going to happen. They want to be able to predict, am I going to get the yellow icon because it's not advertiser friendly? Is this not going to be pushed out in front of people on the platform? Is it going to be suppressed? So it's not going to go in search results. It's not going to go in recommendation. You know, you don't know that. You don't know that as a creator. And she's saying she's heard that that's a problem. She talks about the trending. Okay, so on the front page of YouTube, youtube.com, you know, you have different shelves. One of the shelves is trending. Well, people are saying only the big guys are in there. Like, you know, let's push out, you know, some small. So, you know, CNN was there and The Daily Show and Stephen Colbert, you know, that stuff's in trending. But they're like, come on, you know, YouTube was created by individual creators. Let's get some of that stuff in there. So she was talking about that as well. And here we go. We're going to come back to that point. They're frustrated with copyright claims that are less than 10 seconds or incidental. So that's a big problem. And then harassment's a big problem. And then she goes into these in more detail. So let's take each one of those, because each one of them is more fascinating than the next and directly relates to your channel and your experience on YouTube, both now and in the future. Important stuff here, folks. Mark the timestamp. This is going to be important. All right. So they plan to add more detail to our policies so you can make decisions on your content. Awesome. That's great. Portal Woodworks. Hey, David Jones is here. $5 super chat. Thank you for Taco Tuesday, he says. Thank you, Portal. So what we'll do is we'll take Portal Woodworks and we'll drop your name here in the little thing there. Awesome. Whoops. Space. There we go. Doesn't that look pretty? And then, yeah, David Jones, Portal Woodworks, good maker. Just dropped the link there in the chat. Thank you, David. I appreciate the super chat at Portal Woodworks. Always fun to have a dance party. So, so she's saying we are going to that they're going to add more detail to the policies so we know what the best decisions we can make. She talks about the self-certification. I talked about that. Now, there's only 1,000 people that have self-certification, but she's rolling it out to more, and that is a program, or it's a screen or a section when you go to publish a video where you hit radio buttons or check boxes that you certify yours meets the you meet the community guidelines, and you have no copyrighted material in there. So that self-certification is being collected and then cross-referenced against future channel strikes and future copyright strikes. And YouTube is trying to see where people are being truthful or not being truthful, and that's helping. It's helping everyone. She says it helps the channel owner and it helps the advertisers. Clearer results. Here we go. Yeah, better understanding of our guidelines and delivers clearer results for them. That's channel owner, for them, and for the advertisers. So they've rolled out the pilot and it's going good, and they're going to continue that in the future. And then she starts talking about improving the precision of the classifier. So what is she talking about on these classifiers? Well, classifiers are all the bad things that your video can be. So did you swear too much? Or were you, like it's all, I can't even think of several of these classifiers, but it's like, were you vulgar? Were you, did you dance around maybe, a banned item like liquor or something like that, where it's still approved. It doesn't break the guidelines, but it's getting close to the edge. Well, they put these secret little classifiers in there. And this is actually kind of exciting because at one point, now they fixed this. Well, I say fixed it. They took it away. At one point, you could look at the HTML of a video page. So, the video play page on YouTube. If you did view source, you could view the HTML, and there were all these codes. And people started seeing which videos had codes, and they started to catalog. They did some sleuthing, and they're like, okay, code, I'm just going to make it up, like 0946, whatever the code was, only appears on videos with excessive vulgarity. So then they just alluded that one must mean, and people started to reverse engine, and they had a little dictionary that was floating around the internet, and they look at your videos and you can see these codes, and then you can tell how YouTube is classifying you, and then they would hurt you essentially based on how many of these codes you had. They would, again, not push you out in search results, not push you out in recommended, not push you out in notifications, depending on all these you had. And then YouTube caught wind of it, and boom, they took it away. It still exists. It's just not visible to you. It was never visible with your eyes, but it was visible in the HTML code. Mark Lindsay says, yeah, it would be nice to be told what part of the community guidelines they claim you're violating, rather than just telling you that you did. And that is something they're starting to surface more. They are either working on, or they have here, Mark, in the on here. So if you have a community guideline strike, a new card will pop up here, and it will have detailed information about that strike, why you got it, where it exists in your video, and what steps you can do next. So they've already implemented that. Now, I haven't seen it because I haven't had a community strike, because I sort of fly straight on the platform, but it is there. There's still a lot of good information here, folks. I'm trying to go as fast as I can. Jim's asking me if I want to strike. No, I do not want to strike. It's hard for someone to have a community guideline strike. You really gotta push it for that. The thing I don't like is the copyright strikes. Again, she said, you have 10 seconds of music, and boom, you get hit by a. That's going to come up here shortly. That topic, she talks about, you're vlogging and you walk by a bar, and a bar has 5 seconds of music in the background, and they claim your whole video and take all your money. I hate that. Okay, so what else is she saying here? Okay, so she's talking about the trending tab, blah, blah, blah. If a video is appropriate for everyone, has no profanity, and is a wide topic that a large people would want to look at. So I'm going to pick on Mark Lindsay CNC. His channel's blowing up. He is growing an audience, but it's very niche. It's how to use Vectrex software to run a CNC machine. That's not a wide. So that content probably not going to make it to the trending on the front page of YouTube. Like what is trending? When Casey Neistat did the what was it? A $50,000 airplane seat. So he was on the Emirates plane from the United Arab Emirates, and they have these suites, and they're luxury suites on a plane, and it was just everyone could, because most people were on planes, so they're like it just pertained to everyone. That was a wide-reaching video. But that's the difference. So that's what they want on trending. But they're saying they want to change that. So she talks about temperature. See what they have there? Eligible videos are then ranked on a calculation of their quote unquote temperature, how quickly that video is generating views. But they want to showcase our creators. See that again? But we want to showcase our creators. In other words, not CNN, not NBC, not ABC, creators. So going forward, the goal is to have at least half the videos on trending come from YouTubers, with the other half coming from the big time companies like music and traditional media, CNN, ABC, blah, blah, blah. And something they're close to working on. They're working on that behind the scenes, but she's saying, hey, you've told us, and we get it. We get it. And gaming too. Oh, creator on the rise and gamer on the rise. So creator on the rise and gaming creator on the rise. Those, because again, some people say, well, Matt, the little guy, think about it. Here's the argument. Whoops. Here's the argument. The argument is, well, if YouTube just wants people to stay on the platform and push out videos they're likely going to click on, that's only the big guys. Then the little guy can't win. Think about it. You're writing a program. You want to keep everyone on the platform for as long as possible. You just push out the good stuff. Push out the CNN. Push out the blah, 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 blah. And that was a problem. Well, they've started fixing that, and they've recognized it here. So they're like, no. So how do we give the little guy a head up? Creator on the rise and gamer creator on the rise. Brilliant. Because, YouTube wants many big creators. They don't want just a few big creators. They want everyone to be big creators. So they recognize that. Now, here we go. This is the brass tacks right here. The manual claiming system. We've also heard firsthand that our manual claiming system, so that's when you have a copyright claim, was increasingly being used to claim very short, in parens, in some cases 1 second of content or incidental content, like when a creator walks past a store playing a few seconds of music. She says, we were already looking into this issue, but hearing this directly from creators was vital. We are exploring improvements in striking the right balance between copyright owners and creators. We are exploring improvements in striking the right balance between copyright owners and creators. That's huge. Because remember, if YouTube does their job, they have two equally angry constituents, creators and advertisers. When one of them gets happy, that's not good. And when one of them, it has to be like that. And, YouTube, years ago, Viacom hit them hard. That's why we've got the strike system. That's why we've got, all this stuff in here. It's all because of that huge lawsuit Viacom levied against YouTube. Almost crushed them. And that's impressive because it's owned by Google. So for her to say, copyright owners are abusing it, that's huge. That's huge. Because one, they are abusing it. And two, we're not going to have a system if we don't have creators. They recognize that YouTube is legitimately on your side here, folks. Oh, Mark Lindsay says, TV is dying. Turning the platform over to these quote-unquote traditional media outlets is basically making YouTube the next TV, which will die as well. Well, I don't know. I could see that being a possibility, Mark, but I'm telling you, I follow these people who do news and commentary about the news, and they're so much better than traditional media. I think that the common creator is already giving it to traditional media. And if traditional media has a leg up on YouTube, which they kind of do now, it's going to be short-lived. The creator's going to win. The way it's trending now, Traditional media can't keep up. They can't keep up. You got one guy with a webcam that can do so much more. These big companies, they can't move fast. They just can't. I don't know. I'm not convinced the big media companies are going to take down YouTube or change it substantially. I think they're trying. I think it's irritating. I don't think they're going to win that fight. I really don't. So here she's talking again to help more creators find their audience. See that? That's not pro advertiser. To help more creators, that's you, find their audience. We're ramping up our Up Next creator camps. That's where you can go to a physical location and they'll, you can use their facilities, their professional photo gear, their professional editing stations, their professional lighting, and da-da-da-da-da. That's the creator camp. I think Wildman was on this. Marsh, I think he went to one of those creator camps. Wow, a lot of people showed up. Mr. Doughboy 356, Exploring with CF, Rockin' Woodworks, and I know a few other people showed up. If I didn't say hello to you, sorry about that. Odessa Woodworking and Maker Shop is here. Hi, Al. That's Al Forte. Odessa Woodworking and Maker Shop. Kilroy79763 on Twitch. Oh, he's in my earbuds too. I didn't know you were there, Al. Okay, so the rest of this should go pretty quick. She talks about Article 13, Get My Blood Boiling, which is now renamed Article 17. Blah, blah, blah. What she's saying here is all of the member nations of the European Union have 2 years to implement this. So there's going to be a Finland version of it, and a Sweden version of it, and a Norway version, and a Germany version, and a France version, and a Switzerland version. They all have to implement that, and she's basically saying there's still time to guide the process to make it not suck and all blah blah blah. It's a mess. It's a huge mess. If you don't recall, Article 17, which it was Article 13, Article 17 basically says when someone does something wrong on a platform that allows user-generated content, like YouTube, hello, you upload videos, that's user-generated content. So this applies to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, social media. So if a user of the platform does something illegal, the platform is financially liable for the badness, not the creator. Well, the creator too. It's just a mess. It's just a mess. Mark Lindsay clarifies, I meant by pushing those authoritative news outlets, they're aiding in their own demise. Yeah, I agree, Mark. That sucks. I don't like it. But I don't think it's going to be a long-term. It's not going to win the battle. I really don't think it will. So she's talking about, go to change.org, blah, blah, blah. I feel bad for any YouTuber that's in a European Union nation state. And then she talks about improving communication and engagement. And they have. Look at what YouTube has done. The Creator Insider channel on the Studio Beta, they've got bug issues. They've got this. That YouTube is trying. They weren't good at this. Believe me, a year and a half ago, they were not good at this. Now they're communicating important details about the platform right away. That's good. That is good. And she talks a little bit about this in this. They're ramping up their communication to the platform users, us, creators, YouTube channel owners. They're ramping that up. And she's open to suggestions. She really is. She's reachable. She won't get back to you, but she's listening. Like the last letter to the community, she talked about how the YouTube does a video every year celebrating all the creators, and they were like, look, you put all the commercial people in there. You didn't put YouTubers in there because Will Smith was on there. I mean, I love Will Smith. He's got a channel. He's very popular. But they're like, that's just not, a true representation of the platform. And she said in the last one, she gets it. She heard you, and all the downvotes. It was the most downvoted video on the platform. She's like, look, we get it. We messed up. So she is approachable. Here she's talking about how Studio Beta is getting better and all the good things about Studio Beta. Get on Studio Beta. That's a good thing to do. And then she basically recaps everything that was in it on the last couple paragraphs. The strikes. Yeah. She talked about how the community guideline strikes were not proportional, and they were they've unified the community guidelines, and they gave you a freebie. So if you get a community guideline, your first one's free. It doesn't count. So now there's 4. It used to be 3 strikes, you're out. It's really 4 strikes with no penalties on the first one. That's different than copyright strikes. Copyright strikes is unchanged. It's still 3, you're out. But if you have a community guideline strike, which is you broke the rules on YouTube, now you get a free one. So she's saying, they've kind of made that system better. And they did. They really did. And she's telling you to get on Studio Beta, and I need a better magnifier. And fast changing world, they're doing their best, focused on supporting and growing businesses, and then that kind of a nice wrap up there. So that was the message to the community. I really like the part about abusive copyright striking. It's I had a show, a repeating show, where I did woodworking top videos, and I would go to a handful of creators and say, can I use your video in a compilation? And I would do cool things that happened in the woodworking community, and I would get copyright strikes because some people had. So I would do, it was 2 minutes out of an 8-minute video. I'd have just a little clip of music, and they would take all the ad revenue. I'm like, but it's only this little bit. I was feeling it back then. Now it's 1 second of music. It's crazy. People can hit, and music. People that do covers or teach instruments, they're having a horrible time. Someone just talked about a song, didn't play the song. What's the one that all the ladies, all the pretty ladies, all the pretty. That's not. Yeah. They just talked about it. Boom! They got a strike. Once you get a strike, you can't live stream and stuff like that. It's bad. It's bad. So I'm glad they're trying to make that better. 1 free strike my foot. That algorithm took my channel down without a warning. Brenda had her whole channel was just gone. It wasn't 1 strike, 2 strike, 3 strikes, and I don't think Brenda even really knew if it was a copyright issue or a community guidelines issue. But whatever that was funky. And she got it restored, presumably because it didn't follow the 1, 2, 3, you're out. But yeah, Brenda's crafty. Oh, so Exploring with CF is talking about how people are freebooting the stuff. And Exploring with CF, I'm going to show you what you can do about that. So if someone's freebooting, which means they've downloaded your video and re-uploaded it in whole, or in most of it, it'll show up here. So the copyright thing there. So I'm in Studio Beta. I'm in the copyright tab. I have none to show you, so this is not very interesting, but it will show up here on this screen. If that's not what you're talking about and people are embedding it, well, that is allowed. That's not stealing. You get all the views. So if you were to come here, for example, and go to advanced, here. Allow embedding right there. You see that? Embedding has no harm to the content creator, to the YouTube channel owner. Meaning, when someone, I can't blow that up, but you can see that. I know it's small. Allow embedding. When someone embeds your video, and then on their website, so they have like matthaas.com, and they embed, we'll say, Al Forte's video from Odessa Woodworking and Maker Shop, and someone hits play on matthaas.com, but I have the embedded Odessa Woodworking and Maker Shop video. They hit play on that video. Odessa Woodworking and Maker Shop gets the view, gets the like, gets the watch time, gets the ad revenue. It's just like it's on YouTube, but it's not. It's embedded. It's like a tunnel into YouTube. Nothing wrong with embedding. There's no reason to disallow embedding. Well, I shouldn't say there's no reason, but there's very small niche cases where it might not be a good idea to allow embedding, because I don't know. I'm trying to think of one. Like maybe it's a business who's selling a product you hate, and they've embedded your video, and then your video is next to their garbage. Like maybe you wouldn't want that, but I don't know. Exploring with CF says many YouTubers are leaving to do websites or going on BitChute. Well, yeah. YouTube says one thing to your face and does the opposite every day. It's all lip service. We hear you crap. Well, that's a very valid thing to think. And I am not one to say YouTube is perfect, and I'm not one to say YouTube has never made mistakes. They aren't perfect, and but yeah, Brenda does not like embedding. She calls it stealing. She's like, they're stealing my video. Well, I mean, if you're okay with having your video get more eyeballs, with you collecting more watch time, with you collecting more views, with you collecting more ad revenue by allowing your stuff out on the internet on other people's sites via the embedding, good for you. I'm okay with that. If you don't want that, uncheck embedding. You know, they're not stealing. See, stealing means you've taken it from me and I don't have it anymore. That's not what's happening with embedding. You still have it. It's still on your channel. It just appears somewhere else. So that's what embedding is. You can like it or you can not like it. It's not wrong to not like it, and it's not wrong to like it. It's up to you, and I'm fine. Hey, you know, if you want to disallow embedding, more power to you. I don't care. For me, I allow it because I want all the eyeballs on my stuff. Maybe they'll become a use case where I don't want embedding, but for now, I'm all good with it. Okay, Jim, did you have what did you say? You had an issue on your channel? Oh, so Jim has copyright claims on some of his videos. So I'm going to share my screen, Jim. Jim's talking to me in my ears, just remember that. So if you scroll down some of my stuff, you'll see some yellow, or you'll see some copyright claims. Let me see if I can find some. Give me a minute here to scroll through my catalog. Oh, I should look at the $sign. The $sign will be different. It'll have a slash. It'll be red or yellow. Here we go. Does it look like this, Jim? So here I used a song by Prince. This was a commercial song. I used it, and I got copyright claim. Now, this isn't a strike. This is a claim. A claim is different than a strike. When you use someone else's copyright, they have options of what they can do to you. And one of the options is to take your ad revenue via a claim. So I have a copyright claim. Jim, you said you had a strike. Okay, Jim says he has a claim. ineligible for monetization. Yeah. Okay. Jim's confirming that he's has the same thing I'm showing here on my screen, where it's a copyright claim. Yeah, you can go into it. See, here's one where I used the I used the Doctor Who theme, and it was like the legit theme to Doctor Who, and I used it, and they came in and they said, no, you're not allowed to do that. Let's see, where's the claim information? I don't know where it's at. Okay, Jim's going to share the screen with me after the show. I'm going to look at mine. I'm going to get to it a different way here. So let me go edit video. Oh, it's going to take me back. Darn it. I want to get this in Classic. I know where it's at in Classic. Let me do the roundabout here. Exploring with CF's got to go. Thank you, Exploring with CF. It's been fun. Oh, here we go. Okay, good. So now, monetization. There we go. Is it something like this, Jim? So it says, your video is not currently eligible for monetization because it matched third-party content. The monetization settings you selected are currently inactive. So they've taken my monetization. So every time someone watches this, that ad revenue doesn't go to me. It goes to this other person's. I should be able to get more details about that. Yeah, it will tell you who it goes to. Yeah, Jim's telling me that it's saying someone claimed it, but it's empty as to the owner of it. In other words, they're only showing Jim part of it. They're saying someone claimed it. Here's the person who claimed it, and then that was empty. That's what I'm being told in my earbuds. But okay, yeah, I'm not being able. There's here copyright notices. Okay, this is it. Ah, here we go. Are you here? Jim, go to this area. Copyright notices in the Classic. Yeah. And then it should be able includes copyrighted content. Here we go. Copyright claim. Click on the copyright claim icon. There it is. MGM. See, it says what content was there. It says where in the video it appears, which this is practically the whole video. And then MGM distribution, monetized by copyright owner. And, you know, this is fine. This isn't hurting me. I mean, it's hurting my AdSense, but this doesn't. This is what you want. Now, what Susan was saying in her letter is, as a owner of a channel, it's hard for you to predict what's going to happen, and they're trying to make it more predictable. So if you want to use Doctor Who music in your video before you upload it, based on what she's saying, it's going to get easier for you to predict what is going to happen to you, which is welcomed, because she wants creators to be able to know what's going to happen, because more happy creators equal better content equals better watch time equals a better platform, and that's what they want. Wasn't this fun? Wasn't learning about social media and video platforms interesting? All the under the hood stuff. This is what happens when you work at YouTube and you're an executive. You have to deal with this stuff, and you know, I can only imagine what it's like to be a YouTube employee, because, you know, some people, they go right up to the line. And like, what if someone goes right up to the line 20 times in a row, doesn't cross the line, but it's like, you know, what do you do? What do you do? But I'm telling you, Yeah, they're telling me like Jim and Al's asking me, where's the line? Where's the line? Well, they're going to make the line more clear. Will it ever be an exact location? No. And again, YouTube isn't perfect. It isn't. It really isn't perfect. But let me tell you, it's the best we got. And it is so far better than anything else that's out there. The line keeps moving. Yeah, it certainly feels like it. But, and it's like they're trying. They're trying, and they're trying to make it better. And kudos to them. I hope they succeed. Will they? I don't know. I hope they do. Oh, baby, baby, baby. Fun stuff, fun stuff. Well, thank you for coming along this awesome ride with me. Let me talk about some other cool stuff. So who's coming to the show on Thursday? Mind Equals Blown. Oh, you know what? I don't have a URL for that. Brenda, can you, if a URL exists for Thursday's show, drop it in the chat. But it's on Brenda G's Designs channel, so that's fun. Go over there Thursday, 7 p.m. Also, who signed up for my email newsletter? Man, I am rocking those things. A lot of fun. I send out about 2 newsletters a month. Just drop the link in the chat. Go sign up. It's just a better way for me to engage with people that want to know more about awesome wood things. Appreciate that. And next week's show. So who's on my who wants to be on my Facebook invite list? I make these. I just dropped a link in the chat. I make these Facebook events about the show, 1 event per show. So here's next week's, May 13th. That's Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern. And then you can RSVP going or interested. And what I do is I come here and I share with friends. And I have a group of people I've tagged in the YouTube list. Select all, send invites. And then they all get a little invite on Facebook saying, hey, Matt invited you to this event. And, I have Hangout in the title. And then down here is the link to next week's show. So it's a neat way to get the little link delivered right to you. Oh, excellent. Yes, Thursday's show. Uh-oh. Hold on a second, folks. I lost the screen. Not that you can see it. Okay, there we go. Brenda put a link to Mind Equals Blown in the show. Thank you, Brenda, for that. Appreciate that. So, so if you want to be invited to the little Facebook event and you want me to invite you, you can friend me on Facebook / Matt Haas, MATTHAAS, and say you want to be invited week after week. And I think that's a nice way to do it. And then, here's next week's show. All things YouTube, May 12, and here is the URL. What is that? Universal Resource Lookup? URL. OJ Woodworking Crafts. Hello. A couple people slipped in here. Works hard for MK3. Hello, hello. Southern Ginger Workshop. Hello, Zach. Dave Hart's here. Man, all these people slipped in. Awesomeness. There's Marsh. Saw him earlier. Wild Man Tech. Yeah, so I just broke down Susan Wojcicki's letter to the community. So, yeah, she posted this the last day of April. And she said, it's hard to believe it's only April. And she said it on the last day. I know the YouTubers are busy. And I did ask Bobby Duke if Susan ever got back to him, because he sent Susan the down vote, the thumbs down button, instead of the 1 million subscriber diamond play button. He did the diamond play button, but it was a downvote item. She never got back to him. I thought that was, and he even wrote on the back of it, this end up. So it faced, Mr. Dutchy Dutch is here. There's a gamer channel. See, that's how to win on YouTube. Be a gamer. Hey, looks like we got a super chat. OJ Woodworking Crafts, $5 super chat. Thank you, OJ. Appreciate that. Remember, you get your name here for the rest of the show on all super chats of any denomination. Appreciate that. OJ Woodworking Crafts. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, a new video I didn't see yet. Bottle stopper and opener. I'm going to do bottle stoppers. I have a lathe. Do you know that? I really do. So here is OJ's channel. I think I used this music. This is the free... Is this music from the library, OJ? The background music you have going there? It sounds like a track that I used on one of my videos. Oh, he's doing the threading for the bottle stopper. Yeah, can you... Oh no, Mark Lindsay. See, he's got the strategy, Mark Lindsay. He's teaching a cat how to play video games, and he's going to rule the YouTubes. I love it. I love it. Who wants to see the red flashy light? Come on. Get the red one going. There we go. Woohoo! We got a party now, baby. I appreciate super chats. Those help. And it's kind of fun to reach through the internet and control my lights. Oh, there's going to be... You have to tune in next week on next Monday's show because I'm going to have a new item in the background. I'm really excited about it. Here, I'll give you a little taste. So I think what I'm going to do is anytime I need emphasis on the show, I'm gonna go around and go like this, and it's gonna be like this. Hear that? I bought something. I bought an instrument. Can you believe it? I really did. I bought a piano. It's a piano. Hey, now see, now look, everyone in my earbuds is saying, I should do that too. See, I'm giving you tips on how to be successful here. So yeah, so if I'm on the show, if someone has a good comment and I read a comment like, that's a good comment, I'm going to go. So yeah, I'm building a stand for it because here's the thing about video content and when you have a channel about making stuff, because there's a stand for my digital piano. I bought a digital piano, and so the stand was $99. Okay, it's a wooden stand, and it makes it look like a piano, like a baby grand. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna buy it. I'm like, wait a minute, I have a wood shop. I can make my own. So I go to Home Depot, I buy all the parts, and it's $98 in material. So I could have bought the $99, but you know what? I'm gonna make my own stand, and it's gonna be exactly the way I want. It's gonna have a few additional features, and I bought nice casters for it, locking casters. And I'm a little bit taller than the average person, so I'm going to put the keyboard height that's comfortable for me, and it's going to be rock solid, and it's going to match my desk. I have white countertop laminate here with walnut edging, so it's going to be white with walnut. And it's, anyway, but isn't that a kick in the pants? A $99 stand I could buy through Amazon and get it tomorrow. Or I go to Home Depot and buy all the materials for it. And it's $98, not including the labor. What, Al? Oh, it has 88 keys. It's a full keyboard. I mean, it's and well, It's got fully weighted keys too, so it's yeah, yeah. Well, there's one keyboard that's a model higher than this that has a few more features for like on the stage. Like you can do more with turning off the internal speakers and then pushing it out to the PA system. And then the model up from mine, they sampled a $100,000 Yamaha grand piano. Like they put the microphone on that piano and they pressed and they did the little sound files for the key presses. So if I were to buy the model that's higher than the one I bought and I would play it, it would sound like a $100,000 Yamaha grand piano. So mine has a nice piano. The sound files came from a nice piano, but not as nice as that one. And then the one up higher than mine, because if you have the sustain pedal and you hit a note and it just keeps playing, it used to be you could only have like 30 notes play at a time. And I know you only have 10 fingers, but if you go 10, 10, 10, 10, and you had the sustain pedal and they were all still ringing, it would have to cut some of those notes. This one has 64. No, this one has 128 keys can be played simultaneously, and the one that's even more expensive has like 200. I don't know. It's just specs. It's a nice keyboard. I'm taking lessons, if you can believe it. I take lessons on how to play it. I don't know. Something I've always wanted to do. Seems like the next step because I've have a visual art degree. I went to college, so I've done images and I've had my hand at video editing, and I think music is sort of like the next creative step for me. And you know what's weird? You know what's really weird? The last 8 white keys, I was going to take it back because they're real soft. I'm like, it must not be playing those keys correctly. I'm losing my hearing. I think I can't hear the top 8, 9, 10, 11, the top octave. It gets progressively quieter as I press the keys. So when I go to my first lesson, I'm gonna see if her piano has the same defect. I think I can't hear the high notes anymore. Just the top 8 ones. They're not as loud. I think it's my hearing. I think my hearing Jim's asking me what I just said. When I press the highest 8 keys on the piano, they sound softer to me. Now I know the tone, the pitch is different because it's obviously higher key, but the volume sounds lower than it should be. So I smack the keys with the same hardness, the same pressure, and those last 8 keys, I can barely hear them. I think my hearing is damaged on the high end. It's crazy. I don't know. The pedals don't make it go faster. No. It's a stick shift, the clutch and the brake. No. So that's what's happening in my world. But I just think that's kind of neat. And that way I can write it off on my taxes if I use it, during business. So it's like, oh, you made a good joke? Oh, we got more people playing along in the Discord. Hey, Steve Carmichael's here. I tried to send you a message, but I couldn't. On Facebook Messenger wasn't allowing me to attach a post. Anyway, I had a question for you, Steve, on the height of the keyboard. If you know anything about the ideal height of the white keys, I could use some feedback. And anyone has any musical ability that knows about keyboards, I have a few questions. If you could help me out off the chat, that'd be great. Oh yeah, Steve was saying in one of his videos that when the blinker is on the car, the turn signal, that click 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 click, he has trouble or he can't hear it. Can it be hooked up to my RV, says Southern Ginger Workshop. It's a big piano. I mean, well, that's true too. He's saying it's a big RV for a big piano. It's like, yeah, if you can fit a 5-foot piano that weighs 60 pounds. The answer is yes, and it can take USB input. Yeah. So anyway, that's what's happening in my world. So I'll be working on that. And I'll be working on my super secret maker sticker project. I have a big art project in the works where I'm utilizing stickers from the maker community. So if you have stickers and you want it to be part of my maker community super secret, very large creative art project, you can send those in and I will include it. And I have on my Facebook page, facebook.com/awesomewiththings, I have a whole bunch of the stickers I already have. So if you want to look through my catalog and see which ones I have and haven't used yet. I've used a lot of my stickers. So if you don't see your sticker in those photos and you've given me one, well, I'm using it somewhere else. But anyway. Okay, folks, I think I will wrap up the show there. TLF Works arrived. Hello. So, as always, if you miss a show live and you go to Awesome Wood Things to find it, it won't be there. I make these shows unlisted to keep the channel woodworking related. You can go to patreon.com/awesomewoodthings. You'll see a public list of all the old shows. It'll link right to the unlisted videos. You do not have to donate to get this list. It's just a place where I go to aggregate all of the old All Things YouTube shows. There's links to them. Patreon.com/awesomewoodthings. Jump up there, and that's how you catch the show. And then when you play the show, just jump 10 minutes in, and that's when I usually kind of get going with the news. This is my email newsletter. Sign up for my email newsletter. I think it'll be fun. I keep you up to date with what's happening on the Awesome Wood Things channel, and try and jam pack it with a whole bunch of useful stuff. So that's how to do that. All right. I think we'll end it there. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. I love these Monday shows. I'm going to keep doing them for the foreseeable future. All right. And if anyone has any piano knowledge, send me a message because I have some questions for you. Okay. Russ. Oh, okay. Russ told me the keyboard that he has. Cool. Thanks for passing that along, Russ. Okay, folks, we'll leave it here. Thursday at 7, I'm on Brenda G's Designs. Monday at 7, I'm back here on Awesome Wood Things. All right. Have a good night, folks. Stay awesome. If you have any questions or show suggestions, let me know. Those are always welcome. All right. Take care, everyone. Thanks again. Thank you, Portal, for the super chat. Thank you, OJ Woodworking Crafts. Appreciate that for the super chat. All right. Take care. Bye, folks.